obviously do not watch this video if you have not yet seen G2 versus Flyquest. Click off of it, go watch it, come back. Dude, this is the one crappy part about playing in China and Korea, is because when you have a loss like this, the rest of your day is ruined. Like the entire rest of it. You are waking up in the shittiest mood possible, and now you gotta go on. But hey, European fans, congratulations. You were right. You got the win. Wasn't as easy as I saw some of you saying it was gonna be, but you did get the win. Oh God, where do I begin with this one? Okay, game one of this series. Like, after, you can't tell me watching that you didn't think that this was going to be a stomp from Flyquest part. Like, game one was clean. They got a small lead. They were able to slowly and methodically put the belt to ass of G2. Now, granted, I would say there was a pretty heavy comp diff in terms of Flyquest advantage. If you listen to LS, you would believe that, you know, Flyquest wouldn't be able to do much unless they got leads, which was actually the case all series for the most part. Flyquest would get early leads in these games. It was just only in game one that they were apparently able to close it out. So really not much to note there. The game two is where we got to start talking, okay? Because every time we see a Flyquest mid laner on Annie, it doesn't work. And I don't know why. Now, granted, this game entirely, because I forget, I think it was Chat that was talking on JLXP with ThinkGuard. They said that Flyquest had not lost, or they had only lost like once this entire summer when they have a gold lead at 15 minutes. And I don't know what the criteria for that was, whether there's like a certain threshold, like does it have to be over 1,000? Is it a significant gold lead by that point? Because they had leads in game two and game three. Quad was up like 20 CS on caps. And then it all just became irrelevant, like very quickly. Like you had a series of plays during that game two where it was just Bwipo got caught out, Quad got caught out, Bwipo got caught out, Bwipo TP's back, Bwipo gets caught out again. It was just like when Flyquest is dysfunctional, this is exactly what happens every single time. You see Bwipo just being on a completely different page of everybody else. Whenever Flyquest is working well, Bwipo is able to follow up with Inspired and Busio. And honestly, this game 2 draft I thought was a smurf from Flyquest. Like the Soraka heals were insane. Busio was playing the so well, was keeping everybody alive as long as he possibly could in these fights. It felt like, I'll be honest, I cannot believe we lost game 2. Of all the games here, like game 3, I completely understand how we could have lost that. Game 2, I'm genuinely shocked that we lost that. Like, it was just bad decision after bad decision. Like, I could not believe that Bwipo found a way to run it like that. But it's like, okay, bounce back. Like, Flyquest has had these games. The game 3 draft, I'm in utter shock and awe of. Because, like, as the casters were commenting or calling it out, I was like, this is a last year draft. This is not this meta this year draft or even this world's draft. What exactly are we doing here? And the creme de la creme of this draft was you get that final ADC pick. You see that we are not necessarily lacking damage. Like, I understand like the premises of if you're assuming that Bwipo and Quad are going to be doing the majority of your damage, put Masu on Jhin. That's fine. He'll be able to provide utility from range. But I still think a Jinx pick would have been better there. Like, I can't, if you're asking me after the first 2 games of this series, who do I want my faith in to carry this series? It was not Bwipo, and it was not Quad. It was Masu, who, even though we can question the item choices of game 2 on that Lucian, why he was building Black Cleaver instead of building like straight damage the entire time, because Soraka is going to be able to heal you up, I still would have put faith in him. It still would have been Masu over Quad or Bwipo. So then we get into game. We get a slight lead. We fall behind because Bwipo has a 1.1k gold lead. And then we get caught out from there. And it's like, okay, well, we somehow clawed back. Like, we get picks. We're able to, I think it was Caps that died once. And we're able to snowball that into a Baron, which then gets nullified. We're able to snowball that again into another Baron. Like, we get to the point where Flyquest comp, specifically the Azir, deals a ton of damage. A ton. But again, this is a 2-pronged comp. You need Renekton and Bwipo and Quad to be firing on all cylinders to be able to win this game. And you couldn't get them to do that for the entire game. They shit the bed at the end. And the two plays that stand out this game in particular, which Quad learned from after he made this mistake. If you go back to the top lane play, where I think they got I think G2 got Otacon. They got something topside. And Quad goes up and he has this perfect angle to just pump out damage. And he dashes in and shuffles, but immediately gets himself, he shuffles one person back, but immediately gets himself killed. And it's not like you are the damage, brother. Like you cannot be, that's not how you're playing Azir in this game, because the second you die, one, nobody else was in position to follow up. It was just you. You just had to be able to pump out damage. But two, who else is going to kill? It's you. Like you are the man, which he learned from in later fights. Like you look at the last two fights that happened in this game, the one where they won and the one where they lost the game. Quad stays back. Quad has good positioning, is able to pump out damage. Some of the shuffles that he was having on the jacks trying to engage, fantastic. Like, I loved every single thing about how he was playing those final two fights. But for it to poetically end with Whippo just walking up, getting Varus ulted, getting Rel ulted, and then dying, and then Caps hitting, I think it was a 4-man shockwave on us. Yeah. And honestly, like gameplay aside, like where does this put us? It brings up the conversation that many people have been having that I pointed out yesterday as well. Is like Flyquest has had a very easy strength of schedule for North America, and this is one of those series where you have to win. We kind of sacrificed everybody. Like we sacrificed 100 Thieves. VKS got a shit draw with this as well. Like everybody else here got crap draws. You got blessed. You had another opportunity to get out of the Swiss stage without facing a single Eastern team, and you failed. You didn't do it. Now, granted, Flyquest has another chance, but honestly, like if you can't, that's not to say that G2 is bad. It is just if you want to assert yourself as a top team in this world, you have to be able to win those series. When it matters most, you have to be able to win them, because now there's a high likelihood you could get somebody like a BLG or 100 Thieves who maybe plays with more confidence if they beat T1 that could beat you and knock you out. Like this is not a series where you as Flyquest, given the expectations of the beginning of the year, given what you set for yourself, that you expect to lose or that you should lose in any capacity. Like it's honestly more annoying than anything. It really is, because like, I don't want to be like, because obviously they're still in the tournament, and I don't want to like overly panic and overreact to an extreme. But it is just like when somebody puts the easy pins in front of you to knock down, and you can't do it, that's when you lose faith and lose a little bit of hope. And I obviously still have hope that we can still get out, that we could get the rematch against G2, fine. But like the snowball is starting for a potentially disastrous end for Worlds. And it's going to take a lot of work now to make sure that we can overcome that. It's not going to be easy at all. So now we go into the next series being like, oh, here we go. For Europe, I'll say a quick few words on G2 real quick. BB absolutely hard carried that game 3. Like, just performed out of his ass. Skewmon, I know, was getting a lot of shit after game 1. Bounced back well in game 2. Hansama, hey, I said in my video, you give him a lead early, he should be able to do fine. But mid-late game, I still trust everybody else. Like, the reality was, the Hansama wasn't like the X factor for me in that series. In fact, like, he did get that lead in game 1 in bot lane on the Caitlyn, and they weren't able to close it out or do anything with it. So, sucks to suck. I wouldn't say he was the reason they won in game 2 or 3 either. It was more just mistakes on Flyquest's part, but overall G2 absolutely deserved it. Caught out, played aggressive. Like, they made the adjustment that they needed to after game 1. Played way more aggressive, were way more up in Flyquest's face, put them off guard, rattled them a little bit. They did exactly what they needed to do, and obviously G2 is skilled enough to be able to deliver in those moments. You give them a chance to hit that knockout punch, they are going to. So G2 and the West does have a team out, but it's Europe. Europe gets their first team out of Swiss stage. since 2022. And this is a good one too because they get the win over BLG as well. Even if BLG doesn't end up moving on to the next stage, you do have the win over the Asian team, which validates it a lot more than it would have been for Flyquest, who would have gotten out, and it would have been considered a joke. So actually, like, objectively speaking, probably good that G2 gets out versus Flyquest given the opponents that they faced. Obviously, I don't want to admit that, but it's true. It is. The other series, there's really not much to note on CFO and Hama Life. Hama Life was in form. Zeus is good. Zeka back in peak form. And they're moving on as expected. CFO, I'm curious to see who they draw and how they play against them. Because I think that's a winnable matchup for Flyquest, personally. I think it's a winnable matchup for a lot of teams. CFO is going to be dealing with the downward spiral of starting off 2-0. People learn that, hey, if you just ban Sion against this team, they become a lot harder to win, or they can't win as easy. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how CFO adapts. They have one more series to try and figure it out. There's going to be no Good Morning North America tomorrow, by the way. NA does not play, so I don't really need to put out a video, and I do have to be in the office tomorrow, so I don't have the capacity to get all this done before I need to go out. So I'll still have shorts out. You can still make sure you subscribe to catch all the short form content, all the TikToks, everything else. Obviously I'll still be around. You just won't have a Good Morning North America until we have the draw show on Friday, as well as the 100 Thieves results from the T1 series, which, again, gonna need a miracle here. I'm not delusional in any way, shape, or form, but weirdly enough, I think it's possible. Let me get out of this goddamn jersey because I'm ashamed.